Hey, what's up you guys? If you're going to be towing a trailer with your Toyota Rav4, you're going to need trailer wiring. It's required by the law. Let's go ahead and break that down. You'll need the tools seen here to complete this installation. So our wiring is going to plug into our vehicle's taillight harness, which is located behind the panels on both sides. So to get behind there, we're going to start by removing our flooring. Next, we're going to remove this jack tray. We're just going to pull up underneath towards the rear. And then there's two pins up here, but we can remove that just by pulling up slightly. And you'll see them both pop up, and we'll set that aside. Next, we're going to remove the rear threshold panel. We're just going to pull up on it. So we're going to start with the driver's side paneling. At the bottom, we're going to remove this tow hook, which is held in by a screw, which we'll remove using a 10mm socket. Next, we'll remove a screw right up here using a Phillips screwdriver. Now, using a trim panel tool, we're going to pry back our driver's side paneling. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. We're also going to take off this top panel. And right behind our upper driver's side panel, we can find our driver's side taillight harness. Now we're going to disconnect our taillight harness. We're going to push on the tab at the top. Now we're going to take our T connector with the yellow, red, and brown wire, and we're going to plug it into our driver's side taillight harness. Now we're going to take our white wire with the ring terminal, and we're going to ground it right behind our upper panel, and we're going to use the provided self-tapping screw and a 1/4-inch socket. Now we're going to hook up our power wire to the black wire on our converter box. We're going to be using our U-Haul exclusive power wire, which has a protective loom on it to protect it from the elements. And we're going to use a heat shrink butt connector to connect those. And we'll be using a butane torch for the heat shrink butt connector. Now we're going to take our green T connector, we're going to route it over here to the passenger side, and following the same steps that we did on the driver's side, we're going to hook it up to our passenger side taillight harness. Now we'll go ahead and plug in our green T connector to our passenger side taillight harness. Now we're going to take our green wire, we're going to tuck it behind our passenger side panel. Now we're going to clean up our driver's side paneling. We're going to start by putting our converter box from our trailer wiring behind our bottom side panel. Now we're going to take the rest of our wires, and just like the green wire on the passenger side, we're going to tuck them underneath. And we're going to leave our 4-flat harness and our power wire in the cargo area. Now we're going to bring our power wire underneath our vehicle. There's a vent right here that we're going to drop it under. We're just going to push our wire through. And you're going to want to face it towards the outside of the vehicle. So let's go over some storage options for your 4-flat harness. You can leave it in your cargo area and pull it out through the weather seal when you need to tow. Or you can bring it underneath your vehicle right next to your receiver hitch so it's ready whenever you need it. Let's go ahead and show you how it's done. We're just going to bring this right through the vent that we just put our power wire through. Now that we're done in the cargo area, we'll go ahead and put everything back together. So our wiring comes through our vent underneath our vehicle right here on our driver's side. We're going to bring our 4-flat harness closer to our hitch receiver. We're just going to bring it over this underbody panel right here. Now we're going to take our power wire and we're going to run it to our battery in our engine compartment. We're going to be following underneath our vehicle along the driver's side. We're going to start by going over the hitch and over this underbody panel on the driver's side. Now we're going to bring our wire over these two cross members. We're just going to bring it right atop of it. Now we're going to bring it over these support brackets right here, and we're just going to follow these all the way to the front. And we'll use some zip ties to secure our wire underneath. Now that we've reached the end of these panels, we're going to bring our wire up through the engine compartment. We're just going to follow the brake lines right here. Now we're in the engine compartment. If you followed your brake lines with your power wire, you can find your brake reservoir right here. We'll just follow it down until we see where we pushed up our wire, and then we'll be able to pull it up. Now we're going to pull this nice and tight, and we're going to bring it around our brake lines and brake reservoir, and then we're going to zip tie it over here to this existing wiring so it doesn't fall back down. Now we're going to take our fuse holder and we're going to attach it to our positive post on our battery. We're going to remove this nut using a 12mm socket. Now we'll attach our ring terminal and we'll reattach the nut. Now we're going to route our power wire underneath our fuse box towards our battery. Now we're going to connect our power wire to our fuse holder. With our U-Haul exclusive power wire, all we have to do is plug it in. If you don't have this, you'll need to use a heat shrink butt connector. And now we're going to insert the provided 10 amp fuse into our fuse holder. So we have a little bit of extra wire. We're just going to bundle it up and we're going to zip tie it to the loom back here. Now with our wiring powered up, let's go ahead and show you how to secure your 4-flat harness. A lot of people will leave it dangling right here next to the receiver, but that can be dangerous as it can drag and then be damaged. So we're going to be using a 4-flat mounting bracket. This is not included with our kit, but you can pick it up at your closest U-Haul center or at uhaul.com. But we're just going to line it up right here on the end of the bumper, and we're just going to make sure that there's nothing on the other side by reaching behind. And now that we're in a good spot, using a 3/16 drill bit, we're going to drill our first hole. And then we'll put our screw into place, and then we'll go ahead and connect our 4-flat bracket, and then we're going to make sure it's nice and square, and then we'll drill our second hole. And then we'll attach our other screw, and then we'll tighten it using a 10mm socket. Now we'll place our dust cover on our 4-flat harness. And we'll bring it into our bracket, and then we'll put our dust cover on. With your wiring powered up and secured, you're ready to tow a trailer. Thank you for watching our video. If you have any questions about this product, or if you'd like to schedule an installation with the U-Haul Hitch Professional, you can visit your closest U-Haul Hitch Center, or you can visit us online at uhaulhitches.com.